What do you think of when you hear the word war? Honor, bravery, death? Well, what I think of when I hear the word war is large baguettes. Yes, you heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. Large baguettes. But that's besides the point. On to today's video. Today, we're going to have a look at the strategy board game, Risk, the game that can move armies. So, Risk. This was originally a board game that was released by Hasbro, and it is quite fun. It is quite popular, with many different versions of it being released. Versions of these can be things from Star Wars to Game of Thrones. In the board game, as well as the video game, which is the main game that I will be reviewing today, you control an army where you are trying to complete an objective. Whether that objective is eliminating an opponent or getting enough territories or taking over the world, it is still the objective, and that is how you win the game. The board in this game is divided into a map of the world, which is then divided into countries or territories. I don't really know. An example of what the territory could be is Japan, the UK, Quebec, and so on and so forth. So anyway, the overview of Risk is done. So the video game that I have played and will be reviewing today has three main turn stages: draft, attack, and fortify. Each of these stages contributing to the turn in a different way. And in this video, I will go through each of them. So in the draft stage of the game, you get troops, which you can then divide between each of your territories for the attack stage. In this stage, the draft stage, you can draft your troops, that's why it's called the draft stage, and you can have a look at the board and see what's happening. In this stage, you can also redeem what is called a territory card, which I will talk about later. In the attack phase, most of the meat of the game happens. So this is the phase of gameplay which, as the name implies, you can attack enemies. The way you attack enemies is by choosing the attacking territory that you have with the troops that you have, and then choosing the opponent's territory that you want to attack and eventually capture. The person who wins is usually decided by whoever has the most troops, but sometimes you can have good luck, which really, the actual way a winner is decided is by, you guessed, ladies and gentlemen, my favorite three-letter word, RNG, which in this case is a dice roll. The attacker gets to roll up to 3 die, and the defender gets up to 2 die to roll. I found it quite more easier if you just use the blitz mode, which is the game controlling how many die and all the recommended amount of stuff, instead of you having to choose all the die options. And so I recommend the blitz mode. So in the fortify stage of your turn, you can, as the name implies, fortify troops from country to country, territory to country, country to territory. This is so that you can make one country have better defenses at a surrounded border, instead of having a country that doesn't need to defend having all of your troops. Please note that you can only use the fortify ability cooldown thing. It has a cooldown of like once per state per turn, so you can only fortify once per turn. So use it wisely, because it can make the difference. At the end of your attacking phase, if you had conquered another country, then you would get a territory card. On this card is 2 pieces of information. Number 1 is a picture of whether it is a soldier, a horseman, or a tank. And number 2 is a territory on the card. If you get 3 of a kind of the picture, so if you get 3 tanks or 3 soldiers or whatever, or if you get 1 of each, so a soldier, a horseman, and a tank, then you can then use these cards to trade in your draft phase. And doing so will get you extra troops for your attacking stage. These troops can actually be the difference between winning and losing. I've had that experience before. Also, just to note, if you own the territory named or displayed on the card that you have when you trade it in, then you get extra troops on that territory. The game also has lots of other small features. One of these is the public chat. So in the public chat, it's really just an easy way to communicate between players. It consists of pre-selected messages like "Good luck," "Have fun," "Victory is mine," and you can also use emojis. You can really use these however you want to trigger an opponent or to just muck around. This doesn't really change much in the game. Another part of the game that's a small feature but not really is continents and alliances. In the continents and alliances, if you get all the territories in a continent, then you will get bonus troops for your draft phase. So that can really help out with attacking and defending. And the harder it is for you to keep control of a continent, the more troops you get for doing so. So, say Asia, it's the hardest to control because it has such a big border and it's so large. So, for defending it, you get a whole lot more troops than defending Australia, which you only have one main place to defend from. And alliances in this game is where you can just team up with another player. They can be a random or a friend. You can just team up and help each other and gang up against others as well. So overall, this game is quite fun, and it's good for killing the time and doing something when you're bored, or if you want to have some fun with your friends. That is, if you have any. This game is a free-to-play game, so you don't have to worry if you're wasting your money because there is none. Being a free-to-play game, there is no, I'm just kidding. There is no microtransactions. However, this game does have DLC, which gives you extra maps, more game modes such as Zombie Infection, which is quite fun. You probably have seen some clips of me playing Zombie Infection. So it's good that the game has DLC, which is the main way of making money, and it's not like pay to win, unlike another game that I've reviewed on this channel. Anyway, this game is fun, and it has lots of features like the couch play with local people. You can play with friends online. You can play with random people online. You can play with bots. And did I mention this game has a ranked mode? Overall, it's a good game, and I'd give it a good grade out of 10. And no, this video was not sponsored. I just wanted to review this game because I thought it was fun. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching this video, and goodbye. Oh, and also, this video was given to me as a challenge by my friend Lucas. His link is in the description. He made another video like this, but not about Risk. Thank you.